Faces live in 5, 4, 3.
And welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Nick, and we are three friends from three different generations talking about all kinds of nerd and pop culture stuff. Myself, Nicholas, I am the Millennial. My buddy over here, Brian, is a Gen Xer. And my fresh-faced fellow here, Dean, is a Xennial. And if this is your first time joining us, luckily you've found us. Congratulations, you've made it this far. We can be found on YouTube and Facebook by searching for Convincing Idiots. Please also look us up on Instagram. That's at convincing_idiots. On Twitter at convincing idiot with no S. TikTok at convincing idiots. We can be reached via email. That's at convincingidiots@gmail.com. And we are available wherever you enjoy listening to your podcasts. We are there.
And if you don't follow us, I will find you and I will shave your beard.
They don't let that happen.
See your whole damn face.
That's right. You see what this looks like. That's not good.
Yeah, I was so shocked when I saw Dean tonight that I completely went into reversal mode.
Yes. And now everything's backwards.
Yes. So in the video, if you're watching us right now, I am in reverse because we are trying different video conferencing things, and this weird one, I am in the whoever's running it is in reverse. How we're filming it, right? So, which is for free. So,
it's kind of hard to complain about that, eh?
Yeah. So it is a little strange. Yeah. So sorry if you're watching us, and it's a little odd. We'll keep looking at different options and everything like that. But the sound and at first glance, you may not even notice until I just pointed it out. But just
looking at us is a bit odd.
You just broke the fourth wall.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. At least wanted to acknowledge that we are aware that I am in reverse right now on the podcast. So that's
what the hell happened? His ass, it's on backwards.
That's right. That's right. So, Dean, I think you perhaps the reason you had to, I was trying to find a good insurance segue to you shaving your beard.
Right.
It's very difficult there. So, yeah, Dean's beard was not insured, so he had to shave it and had to start all over again. So, I believe you have to add it. What's that?
Well, I needed the youthful look to see if I can get a better rate, but it turns out Aaron Blake doesn't require any of that.
Aha.
Aaron Blake with Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located in Barberton, Ohio. They offer auto, home, renters, business, or life insurance. Erie Insurance is above all else in service. Call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today. He won't do you wrong. He's never done me wrong. And, he may have done Nick wrong. I don't know. But that's another story for another time. No, Aaron Blake is a great guy.
Aaron Blake has done wrong to no one, sir.
That's right.
Ever.
He is a saint among men.
Very good. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Aaron, for your support.
With your glasses, though, I just want to say, you look like the dude from when you're shaved, and with those glasses, you look like the dude from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, the guy that got the ultimate revenge on the bullies by raping his girlfriend.
Raping the girlfriend? Yeah.
Very strange.
That's definitely a good
that's
guy
what you look like. Yeah, right.
You look like a rapist.
Very strange movie. You go back and watch that now, it's like, yeah, some of those scenes.
We're rooting for that guy?
Right.
Okay, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right. Just really extreme stuff in that movie. John Goodman's first movie, I believe, actually, as the football coach. Yeah. I digress. We should. You know what? We should do one of those movies that did not hold up well over the years, like maybe from the 80s or something like that. Let's make that a topic.
There's a lot
sometime.
of
them.
Yeah, I like that.
Airplane.
No, Airplane held up just fine if you have a decent sense of humor.
Rotten son of a...
Yeah. Well, this is from a man whose favorite movie is Jingle All the Way. So
which holds up great, actually, I think.
It didn't even hold up back then.
All right, before we get into the topic here, guys. So, Dean, beyond your annual beard shaving
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
experience, how are you, sir?
Well, I wasn't on the podcast last week
Mm-hmm.
because I got my second shot. I am fully vaccinated, right?
Good.
I was tired as everything. I woke up the next day enough to go back to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
wake up to take a piss, go back to sleep, wake up to get a drink, go back to sleep. I think there was some touching myself in the middle of all that, but a lot of sleeping.
Wow.
Um, but I tell you, 24 hours after, like around 5 o'clock Wednesday, uh, I was fine. I was up and raring to go.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
everything I hear from anyone that's had any sort of reaction to this, I mean, it's across the board. The symptoms vary, but across the board, 24 hours, you're good.
yeah,
Like
I felt
you know,
great. And yeah, and as you see, that once a year, I or so, I do shave my beard. Kind of just out of boredom, and B, a lot of just want to every once in a while let the skin breathe,
mm.
moisturize, get under there. And I agree. Anybody watching on YouTube, which if you're listening to the podcast, go ahead and flip over to YouTube. Take care of that. But yeah, I'm not a fan. Feeling. Oh my gosh,
Holy shit!
Nicholas was so disturbed by the way I look that his life just crumbled and everything just fell. The
Can you
beer,
see me?
no,
No,
you
not
are
right now.
not.
There's beer everywhere.
Are
Oh
you
no.
crying?
I'm a little upset. That
As
was
you
a
Mm.
pretty
should
full
be.
crowler. Wow.
Oh, was it a
Wow.
Okay.
crowler? Oh
It
no.
was a
Oh,
crowler.
of what?
Mm.
Dillagaff from Magic City. It's all over
Mm,
my floor.
Oh boy.
Son of a bitch.
I'm so. Let's all take a moment to mourn this.
A moment of silence for the crowler.
Fuck.
Goddamn party foul. That's what it was, bud.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you guys take the reins.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
be back.
All
I
right.
gotta put some towels down. I'll try to do this as quickly as possible.
Get that cleaned
Proceed.
up there. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I feel naked. I feel vulnerable. I feel. Luckily, I grow a beard very fast. 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to be fine. But until then, we're just going to get there. Maybe get a haircut to even out everything. We'll see.
So now over the weekend, beyond the beard, you I saw you went to Sweets and Geeks in Medina with your son Carter.
Yeah, yeah. That's some fun.
Uh,
Always a good time. Finding retro candy and whatnot. A lot of Pokemon stuff, which he is a fan of. We've already determined that. Um, and we did a Saturday. We did a it's a murder mystery
oh yes, that's right.
scavenger hunt
Mm-hmm.
in downtown Akron. And let me tell you something. I like the concept. The event was neat. It was well put together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if I could give one suggestion, if you're gonna go do something, because people were dressed up in characters and outfits and stuff, and I was dressed as a detective. So let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you, one thing you shouldn't do is walk around downtown wherever in 81 degrees in a three-piece wool suit
Yes, it looked warm.
in dress shoes.
Yeah.
Not the smartest idea I've had.
Hmm.
But the event was fun. Most of us had a good time, and Yeah, it was enjoyable.
So it was a scavenger hunt. You had to find clues around the
Yeah,
city to solve the
like
puzzle.
you had on your phone,
Hmm.
the lead had a map of the area and little pinpoints of like you had to walk in front of this building and this um, fake person would come up and ask you could ask them questions or they'd give you a clue or a lot of them were riddles. You have to answer a riddle in order to get more information.
Hmm.
And once you get all this information, then you determine kind of like clue who did it, what was the weapon. It was somebody was copycatting Jack the Ripper
Okay.
in the 21st century. So
Okay.
yeah, it was fun.
Very good. Excellent.
So what about you, Brian? Enough about me.
That's all right. So nice weekend with Allie. Very relaxing. I got my second shot on
You did.
Saturday.
Nice.
So I wasn't hit as hard as you though. But I got my shot about 2 o'clock. I also got Pfizer.
Well, you two also determined
Yeah.
um, that the morality of the
Yep.
human being
Yes.
determines how they react to the shot. Yeah,
Yes.
I listen. You
Hmm.
sons of bitches.
I did tell Nick if I had any reaction at all that I was going to uh, issue an immediate complaint. Did your pint glass break, Nick?
No, I'm just really shook because this is what's left of like the whole fucking
Oh
thing.
no, a whole crowd.
But I
Uh,
mean, you have more beer, right?
Yeah,
just
yeah.
just not that one.
It's just you don't wait like you don't waste
Eh,
the beer.
Mom,
Like,
No, I get that.
Mom. Anyway, so
uh,
I just got a little bit around 8 9 o'clock. I just felt a little bit off. I felt like I was a little
Mm,
lightheaded and just kind of out of it. So we just kind of took it easy. Stayed home Saturday, and you kept kind of waiting for like the other shoe to drop. If I was going to get hit hard or something like that.
right.
But by midnight, I could barely keep my eyes open. Went to sleep. Got a great like 8 9 hours of sleep,
Ah,
and
there you
felt
go.
pretty good Sunday. We took a nice walk. Made a nice dinner, Allie and I, and yeah, just kind of took it easy. It was very nice. And then by
Good.
Sunday evening, Monday, it was fine. So,
Good.
yep. So, Nick, beyond spilling crowlers,
Yes.
how have you been, sir?
well, so yeah, before this catastrophe, I've been pretty
Hmm.
good. Yeah, on the subject of vaccines, I have my first appointment, my first dosage of the Pfizer
Mm-hmm.
on Sunday. So Sunday afternoon at 12:40. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing what kind of things I feel or don't feel or whatever. Just like we were talking about with Dean. It seems like across the board, it's just that it varies. It's all over the place. I
Hmm.
mean, so kind of looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. But no, I had a great weekend. My kids were on spring break last week and took a couple
Mm.
days off work, and we had a little adventure in Columbus. We went to just got a hotel for a couple days. No real plans to do anything down there. We just
Yeah, it
the
looked
main
fun
thing
on your
was like
pictures.
go
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah to go swimming and stuff like that. The boys had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Had some good food. Ended up at Legoland one day. All that stuff. So
That's always
yeah,
a good
just a
time.
nice little family getaway for a couple days. The four of us. Really cool. We stopped in this place. I think it was in Delaware, Ohio, which is
Mm-hmm.
not far from Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
That had these caverns that you could do like a self-guided cavern tour.
Oh,
And it
neat.
was really cool. You bought tickets, and I think it was for the four of us to do it. It was around like $35, and
Not
we
bad.
went into this little brick house looking thing, and there's like a basement doorway, and you walk down what seems to be a handful of pretty steep basement steps, and you turn a corner and you're like in a cave, and there's a giant like set of stairs with just these little railings just like going down into the earth, winding down into the earth. And then you go down in there and like go through all these caverns, and they had spotlights up and things like that. It was really cool. Not the best for people who are claustrophobic or get anxiety, like Robin. But
Neat.
Yeah, I
it
bet
was
that
really
was a
cool.
joy for her.
Yeah, she was. I saw how big her eyes got when we got this. She like looked at like how far we were going down. I'm like, you gonna be all right? It was fun. It was a really
A
cool,
little
really
rough.
cool thing. Yeah, but yeah, I had a
But she
had a
did the
real
whole
nice
thing.
weekend. She did. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
She,
good.
I mean,
Good,
it really wasn't that big. When you check in, they're like, if you get turned
That's what
around
she
down
said.
there, yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if you get turned around down there, like keep going right, and you'll get back to the stairs one way or the other. And I was like, Christ, how big is this thing? But it really wasn't. It would be hard to get lost in there. There's only a few different ways you could go before you run into a dead end. But yeah, it was really cool. It's a nice weekend. So yeah,
Very cool.
yep.
Good. Awesome.
We had our and then we had our first soccer practice for Robin and I are coaching Oliver's soccer team, and so made sure I passed out convincing idiot stickers to all the parents and the kids so that they could stick them on things. And
Nice.
no, I didn't actually do that.
Aww.
See. Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
I was waiting to see if anybody was going to get douche cringes from that. Like,
No, I'd been like,
the soccer coach
kids like
passed
kids
out
like
things
stickers.
of his podcast. No,
Well,
it
I
was-
know
it
you.
was
I
fun.
know you too well to know that there's way more things to be douche cringy about you.
That's
so.
true. Yeah.
Giving stickers to children is the least
Telling a 7-year-old you should check out my podcast is probably not the douchiest thing that I would even do. So yeah,
That's right.
Stick the sticker on something or run an extra lap.
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
Shit. Yeah. Yep.
God, I'm really
Before-
upset about that fucking beer.
I mean, I've seen you very sad in a lot of moments of your life. I mean, hell, you're married to my sister. I've seen it. So, but I've never seen you this distraught over something.
It's rough. It was
It's
the
making
full. I mean,
me
we
sad.
just started. It was like we've not.
Yeah?
I mean, been on here for like 5 minutes.
I know how you feel. This is the last of my bourbon.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
finished off the bottle. So,
But it all went into you, and it didn't end up on the floor at any point.
Yeah.
God willing, and the creek don't rise.
It does throw a man off when you lose some alcohol that
Mhm.
you've been really have a taste for, you know? Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I thought really
go ahead.
hard before we started this episode because I've got a few different ones in there, and I'm like, which one do I want to go with? And I'm like, that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good Citra IPA. I'm going to go with that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn.
That
Yep.
fate took care of that one for you.
Well,
Yeah, wrong answer.
Did you get
Hold on,
yourself
quick,
another?
Quick.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. No. That's a good question.
Did you get you got another one? I see.
What's up?
You have more
no,
beer.
this is the last. This
I
is
see.
the last little bit that was at the
Okay.
bottom of the
Oh,
can.
now it's just determination. He's gonna finish that.
Oh,
little
I'm
bit.
good drinking what's left. Yeah, I didn't have time to suck on the carpet, but yeah.
Nick wringing out the towel into the glass on the break. Yeah.
I could
So-
do that. They're clean towels.
So was that the only one of them?
It was the last one of that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's,
yeah. That. And how did it happen exactly? All we know is I was
Um,
talking about my ugly face, and just
The iPad fell,
all
it
hell
looked like.
broke loose.
Yeah. So I've got the iPad here. On it's set up on top of like one of those Christmas popcorn containers on
Mhm.
top of the bar in front of me, so that it elevates it, because otherwise it would just be too low and I'd be looking down at it.
Sure.
So it's up there, and then with the headphones connected by the cord, I have it the distance I have from me. I can't like rear my head back. I don't really know how it happened exactly, but I must have reared back or leaned back too hard or pulled my head in a weird way, and it just ripped the whole thing down and took the beer with
So
it.
no, like cartoonish belly laughs, like
Right, yeah. And you
Yeah,
know
don't
how
do that.
frequently I do those, so I'm gonna
I
have to
do.
just really
I
try to
do.
curb that right now.
Yeah, get yourself a tripod, and they actually make. I got one. I haven't used it yet, but they also have the
because he is a
the
tripod.
holder for iPads that will connect to to a tripod as well. They make the bracket that big enough for that. So
Nice.
yeah, that would be a little less risky for you. All right. So our topic for today.
One more thing. I
Go ahead.
apologize.
Yes.
I know we were about to get into it, but I don't even know if you guys. I did listen last week's
Mhm.
episode, and you guys apparently aren't going to honor this. But I wrote down exactly what you guys said you wanted to do. I believe you were talking about Matthew McConaughey.
Oh yes, let's do that real quick here. So
Oh.
is he
and
going
what
to
he
work
would
in?
say.
Yes. Yes.
and
right.
what would he say?
Yes.
And I wrote down what I thought.
Let's get this documented.
Okay.
So
So
to me, if Matthew
ahead.
McConaughey comes out on stage
Mhm.
for the benefit for the vaccine, or not benefit,
Mhm.
but
yes.
to get everybody into the vaccine spirit, or whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
And I don't know if I'm not going to try to do a Matthew McConaughey. But did you get the vaccine? It sure would be cooler if you did.
Be a lot cooler if you
Aha.
did.
Good.
Nice.
Nick,
That's right.
are you sticking with yours that you said, or
I forget what mine even was.
I think you said get the vaccine and you'll feel all right.
Feel all right.
Yeah, that was good.
See, I like the idea. One of my favorite lines, of course, is when he's standing outside of the arcade there, the pool hall, and he says that thing about that's what he likes about high school girls is he keeps getting older, they stay the same age. So that's
something with that.
I was trying to work that in at the time, and then I haven't thought about it one bit since we shot that episode. So I was trying to work that in somehow, but I was like, I
was going with that one, or I was trying to think of something from Dallas Buyers Club, and I thought, oh, there's no vaccine for that.
Now, I was just thinking when you were all these quotes are.
So you wonder why you have an adverse reaction to the vaccine. You see that? You're lucky you're still alive. Go ahead, Nick.
I was going to say, all of these quotes come from Dazed and Confused. Are there any other quotable Matthew? I mean, that's pretty much his. Everybody thinks of all of those quotes. Are there other,
I know there
Matthew
is.
McConaughey movies? There are lines, or maybe just none as famous as the ones from that film.
I was thinking he was going to do something like, get that vaccine and you can just feed them geese. Feed them geese. You ever see that on Wolf of Wall Street?
Oh, yeah.
Gotta feed them geese.
or it's like, I'm only going to sit here and say feed them geese about 3 more times before I ask this.
If we were true friends, Nick, we really would have just stayed silent and let him ride that one.
Yep.
That's what we do to Dean all the time. It's only fair.
That's right.
Feed them geese.
Or from the same movie, you get that vaccine. You feel that? Or he's beating on his chest.
Ooh, that's not bad.
You feel that? Going through it. Running through your veins. Right here. That was actually... that's how he gets himself stoked up for any movie scene.
Yeah.
And Leonardo DiCaprio saw him doing it and goes, hey, what? Because it was only there for one day, just for that one scene. And Leo said, hey, why don't you try to incorporate that or something like that? And that's how that got into that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, Nick, what are you going with? How is Matthew McConaughey going to work in a Matthew McConaughey quote in the NBC vaccination special on April 18th?
It's the low-hanging fruit, but because I didn't think anymore, I'll just go with my original answer. So
it was good.
Go ahead and get that vaccine. You're going to
me.
feel all right. Yeah. Yes, you will.
Yep. See, you're taking the two biggest quotes. I think it's going to be something really stupid like, "Did you get the vaccine, Michelle?" Yes. All right. I think it's going to be something like that.
Yeah. Very something simple.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So you got feel all right. Dean's got be cooler if you did.
Cool if you did, yep.
And then I just got the stupid, well, all right, and answering a question.
And yours is probably the more accurate one.
Yeah, I don't know. So we'll see.
Maybe it's just a cutaway of him saying nothing and quietly driving in a Lincoln to his appointment to get a shot, where he just says nothing and just stares intensely at the road in his Lincoln, rolling that booger between his fingers.
Yeah. It'd be cool if he was like standing there just like saying, just feeding them geese. So we'll just walk over.
Feeding them geese.
That's right. Feeding them geese.
It just keeps moving. I like it. Yep.
Have you seen the new Doritos commercial where he's a paper made out of paper?
Yeah.
He goes up into the vending machine and instead of a Dorito, puts the shot in him and he expands. Do that.
There you go.
Okay, so we'll see who had the closest, and then the whoever has the closest, the other two has to buy him the other guy beer. How about that?
I like that.
I sure fucking hope it's me, because at this rate I can't afford to lose any more beer.
We'll get Nick a replacement Crowler if he wins.
I need to recoup some assets here.
Yes.
Jesus.
And once again, I apologize. I didn't mean to step on the beginning of your topics there, but I wanted to bring that up. I was very excited when I really liked that segment you guys did.
Yeah.
I just started jotting it down. I'm like,
That's good.
I need to bring that up.
Thank you. I'm glad you did. Do you any more fucking topics you want to cover before we get into the show, or?
Just want to laugh at Nick spilling his beer.
All right. No, that's good. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so this is a full.
The towel is now soaked with beer and my tears.
Beer and tears. That's right.
Usually
it's just tears.
That's right.
So this is a spoiler episode. We're going to talk about two things. and then probably won't have time for anything else. But if we do, we'll figure it out. But the Zack Snyder Justice League movie, if you have not seen it by now, it's been on HBO Max for a few weeks. So don't listen. And again, there's stuff everywhere on the internet. So
It's
And
always a good thing to say to people listening to your podcast.
yeah,
Don't listen.
well, you know what I mean. Go watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, they already
Right.
got
Then
that
come
idea.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're barely listening now. Now you're telling
Yeah.
me not to. No, but watch the movie. Come back.
Let's talk about Snyder cut.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So I don't remember. I sort of remember the first one. I don't know. So what, Dean? Now you're a huge Superman fan. You're probably the biggest
am.
Superman fan. Definitely of the three of us for sure. So you probably have a stronger tie to the DC universe maybe than Nick and I,
Yes, sir.
if that's fair to say, Nick. So
Yeah.
let's start with you. So what did you think of this versus the original cut? A heck of a lot better, not much better. Was he able to realize his vision, Zack Snyder? Does it set up the future nicely? What do you think?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Nick, what do you think? I'm joking. Go ahead, D. I'm just Go ahead.
And
D.
that's enough now.
I just give a thumbs up.
Go ahead. So go ahead. So it's a lot
Is
better.
that your thumb or your face? I couldn't tell the difference.
You sack of shit. That's good. That's funny. Okay, so
That's good fun. Okay, you go.
good fun. 100% what you just said. It was 100% better than the original. The original was kind of, I don't want to say dull, but it was a lot. It was very much going back off of the Superman versus Batman. Yeah, it was all right. There was some fighting and superheroes, but it was kind of dull. This one, I think, the look of it, the lighting was not as dark and dreary. The story was much better. Yes, I know you have 4 hours to tell. You're going to do better than, or be able to tell more than 2 hours. But yeah, the story was a lot more put together. I liked that they made Cyborg like the heart of the movie. They gave him a lot more character, a lot more, just a lot more, a bigger play in the whole universe itself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you realize that like he's one of the strongest characters in the DC universe now. I mean, with that explanation, that he could just mentally change anything that has to do with computers. I think the Flash. I mean, I love that kid. What's his name now?
Ezra Miller. Yeah.
That guy's great.
Yeah, he is.
I can't wait for the Flashpoint movie that they're going to do with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like his character, and I think he got a lot more too. I mean, it was maybe not a lot more, but different in a better way. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not exactly like the purist for Superman, as in like the blue suit. That fucking black suit was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had that in the comics
So, I mean,
too, right? Didn't he have that in the comics when he was first resurrected for a while, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And he had a mullet with it, and they almost gave him a mullet in the movie to do that.
I think I noticed actually in the end credits scene, the bonus scene when he's distraught over Lois Lane, and we'll talk more about that too. I'm pretty sure he had a mullet in that scene, if I saw it correctly.
Oh, really? Okay.
I have to go back and rewatch that. But anyways, okay. So you liked you liked it. You thought it was he definitely was able to realize his vision, and they
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
I'm a huge. I mean, we talked about a couple episodes ago about like we did that during the live show about who was the best Batman.
Yes, that's
right. Yeah.
And I think Ben Affleck. I don't know if he was the best, but god damn it, is he good?
Yeah, I think I said that night too that I think he did a good job in the role of Batman and Bruce Wayne. I just think he's been in bad movies as Batman. I don't really fault him
Not his
as
fault.
the
right.
probably it's he didn't portray Batman in a negative way, in my opinion. I liked his portrayal of the character, both versions of the character. But yeah, I just think he's the movies he's been able to portray him, the
Right.
character in, have been weaker than like a Michael Keaton or something like that, or Christian Bale. I mean,
Well,
Christian Bale's been
anybody's
in the
better
best
than
Batman
Christian
movies,
Bale.
right? But I mean, he had the benefit of being in like the best Batman movies. Like you know what I mean?
He had the benefit of playing against the best Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, Batman Begins was pretty decent.
It would okay. I'll give you decent.
Yeah, I thought Batman Begins was good. It was like it kind of starts out slow, like it kind of takes a minute to get you there, but like it was a good movie. I didn't really like The Dark Knight Rises as much as the other two,
Well,
the one with Bane.
oh,
But
the one with Bane was awful.
yeah, I wasn't as big of a fan of that
That
one.
was I. That was honestly one of my least favorite movies, not just through Batman, not just through superheroes, but one of my least favorite movies was the stupid thing with Bane.
Really?
Yeah,
So,
hated it.
how did it compare to Justice League, Nick?
Actually, that's a great segue. Similar
Yeah,
to me.
uh-huh.
No,
Okay.
it definitely was better than the actual. So, Brian, similar to you, when I'm sitting down to watch this new Justice League, I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, I don't really know. Like, I remember them waking Superman back up, and he's on the stairs and he's fighting them, and I remember all the Flash parts and the parts with Flash and Batman together, like that whole scene, and I thought that was their dynamic together was cool. Other than that, I'm like, I don't like. I kind of forgot like that even Steppenwolf was like the villain. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of ran together with like Suicide Squad. I'm like, I don't know. It's just like I don't remember exactly how much of this movie I can recall. Now, upon watching it, I'm like, oh, okay, oh yeah, this scene was in it before, and this scene was in. They, as he's gathering them, all those scenes were pretty much untouched. They're just kind of they come into the movie right off the hop instead of throughout the movie as he's going to get Aquaman and the
The
bank
whole
scene with Diana and like all the battle with the Amazonian, like all these things. I'm like, okay, yes, I remember this. I remember this. Like,
a lot of them though
as it
were
was going.
cut to where it made it a different story, even in those scenes.
Okay.
Like the scene where he goes to get Aquaman. That scene in the bar is they use some of the same footage and
Yeah.
touch up the color, but it's not the same story.
Okay.
Like it's a totally different way he goes about it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was a totally different movie. I mean, I didn't, when
Sure.
this was being talked about, I'm like, okay, so they're gonna do like, like when you get back in the day, you get a DVD and then there's like the director commentary and they like explain, I'm like, oh, they're gonna like change, they're gonna have a couple like scenes that they added in or
Right.
whatever, but it's gonna be, so was not the same movie at all. Better, definitely. As a standalone movie, it was okay, I guess. It was whatever. Like it was all right, but like it was definitely better than the last one for sure.
Yes.
Like it blows the last one out of the water.
Hmm.
So I definitely thought it was an improvement on that, but I mean, it's still, you know, I'm going to refrain from comparing it to Marvel movies because you can't. But like, just
I agree.
the effects alone are like, goddamn, like, why can't they? I know that Marvel has Disney money, but I'm like, DC's not a small thing. They can afford to make things
It's
look
Warner
believable,
Brothers.
right? Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, the effects kind of caught me as the same. I was like, yeah, these are like nobody looks real. Like you look at like a Steppenwolf versus like a Thanos, and you're like, no, like
Oh, okay.
and the way they move are clearly not believable as human being movements.
Go back
It's
to
just
the first
whatever.
few Marvel movies, Nick, and
Mhm.
when they first start introducing a different color Thanos, not exactly the realistic Thanos you get years later when he's fully formed in the scenes.
Okay, okay,
It's a little cartoonish. So
yeah.
once again, I agree with you with everything you just said, but Marvel did have a little bit of head
They
start. They had
right
40 movies to perfect it
perfect
when it
it.
came to the end game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I mean, it was fine, and I thought like I definitely was more interested in Justice League as it went on. Like towards the end, it
Hmm.
really, I definitely enjoyed the last 2 hours way more than the first 2 hours. But yeah, it was fine. It was not bad. And there was some cool, things that I really wasn't expecting in there at all. And we'll make our rounds and then maybe touch back on that stuff. But some certain scenes and characters and things like that, I had no idea were going to be involved in this at all. So, yeah, some cool things like that. But yeah, it was decent.
You mean like characters that nobody wouldn't even know about?
Well, characters that are
let them win in a fucking fight.
Super powerful, like the most powerful, like introduced into the movie.
Sure, shape shifting. Other than I'm not even getting into it. I mean, he cuts the dude's horn off with his eyes, and the other guy shapeshift to trick Superman's grieving mother. So,
yep,
yeah,
Dean's still so salty about our debate, Martian Manhunter versus Superman.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
Brian, what'd you think?
I did overall enjoy it. I did like the reintroduction. I mean, just going back and rewatching the introduction of the characters again. Like the Wonder Woman scenes were fantastic with her. Saving the hostages or whatever that was in that bank robbery or something like that. I really liked the Flash saving, which I believe was his future girlfriend or wife in that car accident. That was pretty sweet.
She
at the hot dog stand.
Yeah. The Aquaman. Yeah, it was okay. And I did reflect more on. Yeah, I did like Ben Affleck more as Batman. Definitely in this movie, I do like him as the older Bruce Wayne, or kind of more the grizzled Batman. So like the Dark Knight Rises, Batman's from the comics.
And he has one of the most clever lines when he says, "So what's your superpower?"
I'm
rich.
I like that a lot.
I like
very
that.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that was sort of unfortunate in a way was like that it was a reminder of how DC kind of rushed into Justice League, and Marvel obviously took plenty of time and years to really develop their characters and each one have their own movie and really set them up and then bring them all together, as we know in the Avengers. And this felt like, okay, we got to hurry up and introduce, or in some cases reintroduce these characters in this long movie to tell the backstory and bring them all together. It's Batman trying to form a team and all that. Okay, that was all right. So DC definitely missed out on some money and fandom, I think, by kind of rushing into Justice League. But overall, it was good. I did like. You can actually see Darkseid in this versus just Steppenwolf, and it was like that was strange for me to follow the last time. It was like, so this guy is working for a guy that doesn't even make an appearance in this movie, Darkseid. That was kind of strange in the original cut. So I did like that, and as we said earlier, I do think they at least set up future movies better.
They could.
Yeah, so Flashpoint, they definitely set that up well, I think. Because now you know about the Flash, you know that he can run fast enough to reverse time. That's kind of the whole purpose with the Flashpoint, is he could run fast enough and get into the time stream and alter time. So it's going to be the DC version of the multiverse, and they could do all kinds of neat things with that. They're talking about all kinds of, like Michael Keaton coming back as Batman as an appearance in that movie and different things like that. So,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So, all that was set up nicely. I liked the finality of them, killing stuff. Well, that was pretty sweet as a team, and really, definitively defeating him by beheading him, which was kind of cool. And obviously Darkseid looking out and setting up the next movie. So we'll see. I don't know that Zack Snyder's going to come back for Justice League 2, but at least
that is not his choice.
I see. So
he wants to,
and they're hesitant, huh?
No. They said no. They said we're going to go forward with our theatrical. Their Warner Brothers canon, DC's canon, is the theatrical version, not Snyder's.
Why? Okay. Is it why? Why? So give us the backstory real quick. So he started this film, right?
Okay,
it was his thing to do.
Film, right. Yes, and his daughter committed suicide, and out of needing to be with his family and stuff, and grieving, he stepped aside. They had somebody come in,
Josh Whedon.
Josh Whedon,
Mhm.
who was a huge asshole, I guess. Um, Everybody complained about him. And he gave Superman a weird strip across his mustache in
Yeah.
reshoots, made it look like shit. Everything showed up the way it showed up on the screen.
Cut out fucking Martian Manhunter. That wasn't in the original
I
thing.
don't know that
Like,
that was really
Martian Manhunter
that
wasn't even
in
filmed.
it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
No.
wasn't even part of it.
Yeah.
yeah, well, that's a joke. I mean, there's your first red flag right there.
Right. So the fans kind of got wind that there was this Snyder cut, that there was a lot of these already filmed scenes and a lot of filmed story and stuff. So people started petitioning and writing letters and writing letters. One of the guys behind it, one of the huge guys behind the movement, he actually wrote a book about it, is I think the editor of Cinema Blend,
Okay.
the
Okay.
website.
Mhm.
He went ahead and kind of helped spearhead this, and so they got this viral campaign and letters and all this, and then finally the studio goes, okay, fine, we'll let him tinker around and do and put his own movie together. And with this new HBO Max, it all seemed like it was the perfect storm for a place for it. Rather than releasing to the theater, this seemed like the perfect place to do it, and that's what they did. But Warner Brothers sticking to their gun, going, no, we released this version. That's what we released. That's what we're considering canon. That's what we're going to have the sequels be
Mhm.
based upon.
Right.
Okay.
Not, we let Snyder do his thing. That was cute. Now, once again, if we don't know what it's going to look like now, since the success of this.
I was going to say,
I don't know the numbers. I don't know how big this was, how many extra subscribers it got, so I don't know. But I guess I would assume if it did do that big of numbers and was that big of a deal, that they might pause and go, okay, let's at least take a look at what this looks like, maybe in a different life or a different form.
I would say, because regardless of what the movie may have been on its own, I think most people that I've talked to agree that it's better than the original theatrical version that they released.
Everybody.
So, I mean, even if it's, not maybe what you were hoping for, the reaction, I know that there were some articles saying that it didn't do well or whatever. I think that being said, still, I think everyone would pretty much agree that it's better than the first one.
Right.
So I don't know why you wouldn't take that opportunity to go, well, this is clearly like people like this storyline better. We should go with that.
But one of the beauties of it, Nick, is that with the Flashpoint thing where he's opening up multiverses and multiple universes, there's multiple Earths in DC. Like the new Batman movie is going to take place on Earth 2.
Okay. That's the Robert Pattinson one?
Correct.
That's right.
And that is the universe in which Joaquin Phoenix Joker would exist, right?
Was that Earth 2 as well? I don't remember.
I thought I had heard that they were going to try to tie that new upcoming Batman film with Robert Pattinson in.
I'd be okay with that.
The Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, and
Right.
then Jared Leto Joker is obviously a part of this one.
Yeah, they're all different
Justice League,
universes. That's right. So you're right. The Joker, the Batman, the Black Superman movie that they're making with
so they're all still canon and DC. They're just
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Right. Thank you. Yes, they're all different Earths. Yes. And then, like you say, that this is going to be the main universe, and then the individual character tie-offs will be like you said, connected to this movie.
And your thread that holds it all together is the Flash.
Right.
You will be able to see him. He is your R2-D2 of DC, where he will be in everything somewhere a little bit here and there to kind of hold all of these universes together.
Right.
At least in my opinion, once again.
Yeah, I was trying to get numbers on the on the Justice League here. I'm having a little
See, that's
difficulty
the
with
thing with streaming services is a lot of them don't release like ratings or numbers of views and stuff. A lot of them don't, for some reason, I don't think do that.
Yeah, IMDb gave it a 8.2 out of 10. That's pretty good.
That's good. Yeah, that's real good.
I'll have to look at some of the other ratings and stuff like that. So
Rotten Tomatoes.
yeah.
So Nick,
Yes.
how surprised were you, or did you already know that Jared Leto was going to be?
I did not know that.
Okay, good.
No, and yeah, I was pretty surprised to see that at the end.
And it's
And that
good,
was
right?
that was really cool. That was a cool because I mean the other version of Jared Leto, the one that's a part of the Suicide Squad stuff like that, I'm like not a big fan. Didn't like
Again,
that
This
version
isn't
of
the
him.
same guy.
But this is a different. It's definitely, and I mean, if you've seen certain things that Jared Leto's done, he can definitely, pull off that creepy, sadistic kind of, character. So that
Mhm.
version of the Joker was, I like that.
Yeah. And once again,
So,
same Joker, just different universe.
right.
Mhm.
So that one does exist, and this one does exist.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That was a cool scene at the end. I like that. Cool things there. He makes mention to Robin as well,
Mhm.
which was kind of cool. So yeah, it was
Yeah,
that part was awesome.
Yeah, let's get into that. Let's get into that more. So, by the way, the Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 71%, which is okay.
Okay.
And then the
Yeah.
Sure.
audience score in Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 95%. So that's solid. That's solid.
Yeah,
And most
I'd
most
say.
of the critics gave it at least a tomato rating, if you will. It wasn't the smash tomato or whatever, but okay. Yeah, so it's just like so the Joker's a different. It's sort of like right now the bearded Dean currently exists in a different universe now.
He does. He
Yeah.
does.
Yes. So
He
he's
is
And
still-
Nick Nick with a full beer is also out there somewhere happily
Right,
doing
and
the
both
show.
of them are happily and
Mhm.
probably doing a good podcast.
that's
They
right.
probably
That's
are.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is the reality where everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And my guy with you is exactly the same.
Yes.
Exactly the
right.
same.
You
and
are the
that all-
thread
That's right.
that
Mhm.
holds the convincing idiot universe together.
That's right.
You're the R2D2.
I'm like
Yeah.
the RTD,
Mhm.
I'm like the Flash, sort of. Yes.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're holding
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
You're the glue.
Yeah. Okay, so overall, we did enjoy it. We thought Zack Snyder did a nice job. We realized
Yeah.
his vision. We
And-
definitely enjoyed it better than the first one. Go ahead.
Did anybody get a nice kick out of Batman cursing?
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
will fucking kill you.
Yeah.
I like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's
that,
go-
that popped me.
Let's
That
go to
popped
that.
me.
Let's
I
go
would
to
love
that. That whole doomsday dream sequence
Yeah.
here. Now we've
Yeah.
all watched. I think these couple of Dean, you and I watched some of these videos on YouTube and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So, yeah, they really break that down pretty nicely. So, what is your take of the, the whole apocalyptic
Yeah.
scene there?
I was really caught off guard by the reach around comment. I didn't.
That was
really
strange.
what
Right.
that was about.
Right.
That was strange. I couldn't
But
find
other than
anybody
that,
to talk
The
about
whole
that.
the whole scene was cool. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I was like,
You get
I
the
guess
good
it's-
guys
he's
and
just-
the bad guys walking around and working together. You're not sure why
right.
until later. Then you realize why.
Yeah,
But yeah, when Batman curses, that I loved it.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty good. That was pretty good.
And don't get me wrong, I will fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it was cool.
So,
And then, of
go
course,
ahead.
the Martian Manhunter reappears at the end of course, as well, where that was
Right.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely set that character up to make it, to join the Justice League in the future for sure.
It was good to see that what he actually looked like
hmm
because nobody knows.
So that was one of my actually that might have been my favorite part of this new Justice League, the Zack Snyder Justice League, was seeing Superman's mother turn into Martian Manhunter outside of the apartment and immediately
Mhm.
texting you guys and being like, "Oh my gosh, it's Martian Manhunter!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what's your take on the whole apocalyptic scene, by the way? So I read some stuff on this. So do you have a take on this? Have you seen what they are depicting? Do you get any breakdowns on that? What have you picked up on
Ye-
with that whole weird scene there?
yes. From my understanding, what it is a future. Um, one of the futures, the possible futures,
Hmm.
is to where uh, that Lois Lane dies and Superman freaks out
Spills his
and
beer everywhere.
Hmm.
spills his beer everywhere. I said beard as well. Then look at that. Um, yeah, and he joins Darkseid because maybe Darkseid convinces him that it was their fault. So he helps him destroy the world. He puts that thing back together and kills a bunch of people or whatever, and then all the good guys and bad guys of Earth now have to get together and have to fight this bad Superman and Darkseid as well.
Hmm. So yeah, I saw some stuff on this too. Like you say, yeah, you're right. It is a possible version of the future. The Joker does mention this in his speech, to Batman, where it's
Hmm.
how many realities do you have to go back in, and how many and
Because you're afraid to die.
right, and he keeps referencing that Batman keeps sending other people to do his dirty work, Robin
Mm-hmm.
and the other, members of this, I guess whatever Justice League that's left. Um, obviously recruit the Joker to, have some part of this as well. Um, so this kind of ties to the Flashpoint too, and they one of these videos I watched, they went back to the scene in Batman versus Superman where Flash, that version of Flash from this future,
Hmm.
showed up at the Batcave and surprised Bruce Wayne, and basically said on too soon. So he was trying to go back and warn Bruce Wayne to help save
But
Lois
he'd
Lane.
also said that Lois Lane was the key.
That's right. And Lois Lane in that scene was dead in the Batcave. They pointed out where
Right.
Superman's cradling her. So whatever happened, you're right. They have to save Lois Lane, or Superman will become vulnerable to, like you say, succumb to Darkseid's whim. So, and I heard that that whole apocalyptic world was going to be the premise of Justice League 2, at least, have a big part
Right.
in that movie, apparently. So, but that may never come to be. They also
Yeah.
pointed out that the Joker gives Batman the truce card, and in that
Hmm.
whole scene, that card is floating around, ripped in half.
Right.
You see
Which
it,
means he killed him.
right? Right. You saw one of the Green Lantern Corps lying there dead in that scene. So it's, yeah, pretty intense stuff here. So
Hmm.
yeah, it'll be
I'd be
interesting to
interested to
see.
see a movie like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see
Yeah,
if they maybe go back
I'd
and
like that.
reference it in Flashpoint. Apparently, maybe. So I guess we'll see. So yeah,
Yeah.
Nick, any other thoughts on the or Dean, on the apocalyptic scene? Any other thoughts on the movie in general? Anything else?
Um, if we get nothing else, if we don't get a Justice League 2, hell, even if we don't get a Flashpoint, if we left the DC universe with that, okay, I'm happy.
Hmm.
It's kind of an apology for not only the theatrical version of the Justice League, but it was to me it was a apology for Batman versus Superman.
Yeah,
Why did you say that name?
yeah,
It,
terrible.
Yeah.
you know, um, so yeah, if you left it at that and you said, okay, DC's just done as big movies, okay, I'm good with that. I'd be happy. Well, like Nick said, not the best movie in the world, but for what it was,
Yeah.
I'm okay with what I'm okay with what I watched. I'm okay with being where we're at with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was decent. Like it was
Yeah.
it's a nice I don't know if I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's a nice, like you said, an apology. It's I don't know. Yeah, just a nice way to kind of take back that and go, here's this also. If you'd rather live in this reality and have this version be your, you know, DC, your Justice League instead of the original one. It's nice that you have that, I guess.
And this would be where we would splice in your audio or visual from the Force Awakens. The dude giving Poe the thing, the thing saying, "This will finally make things right."
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Or begin to make things right.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. It's like this movie was closer to what I would have envisioned a movie like this to be as a kid.
Yeah.
Hoping they would be able to make a Justice League movie someday. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely closer. And honestly, this one here makes me kind of wish Ben Affleck would come back and do something else as Batman. Actually,
I
you know
agree.
what I mean? I did enjoy him more in that
Whole
role in
cast.
this movie. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
agree with you. Right, it would be nice to see the whole cast come back, and I think aren't they all under contract except for Ben Affleck, or do you know? No.
No. The only ones I think is Ezra fella and Gail Gadot. I think.
Okay.
Okay.
I think she might be, but
Not even a cyborg kid. I guess we'll have to look.
I
that
don't.
up.
He's been ripping DC and pretty much Josh Whedon all over the place about
Okay.
his experience. So I don't think he wants to come back.
Okay.
That's too bad. Like I said, I did like him in that role. He did better with.
Yeah,
like you said.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
real quick,
Mhm.
oh sorry, go ahead, Nick.
I was just gonna say, of those characters, I mean, I'm the most interested in the Flash. Like he's the closest thing that like I think DC has to what Marvel has done with all of their characters as far as
right.
making you care about them. Like I that character has the most relatable qualities that they show through his personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's that of those characters in those movies. That's the one that I want to see more of for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I did happen to pick up the Flashpoint original comic series a few years ago. Indeed, that was when you and I got laid off from our prior internet marketing company when all that was shut down. I was unemployed for a little bit. I made a little routine. I would go down to the Kenmore comic shop just to break up my day on Wednesdays when the new comics would come in, just so I wouldn't lose my mind looking for work. Okay, and that happened to be that period that comic book series came out. So I'm like, well, this is kind of interesting, and I started picking that up. So yeah, I picked up the whole thing, and so that story helped me get through kind of a difficult
Nice.
career period as well. But very interesting. So it was like, he went back in time in the series to try to save his mom, and they show this on the TV show as well. But he tried to go back and save his mom. It never worked out, and he kind of screwed up some of the time. He made alternate realities and stuff like that. So like one of the things that happened was. In the alleyway, Bruce Wayne was shot and killed by the burglar, and Thomas Wayne became an older Batman, and ironically, Martha Wayne became the Joker in this particular reality. So just very interesting alternate timelines and all that. Of course, inevitably, he sets things right, but it wasn't completely the same. So they could do anything they want with this whole storyline. So I'm interested in that. So we'll see what happens. Looking forward to see that Black Adam as well with the Rock. I think that'll be interesting. So hopefully it kind of gets better from here. It, like you say, kind of helps wash some of the bad taste from the original, the Batman versus Superman, which is terrible, and even the lukewarm Man of Steel was some of those. So I don't know. So I guess we'll see.
Did any of you see the Aquaman?
I still have not watched it.
Me neither.
That's
Nick,
the worst
did you
movie
watch
I've
it?
ever seen in my entire life.
Really?
Okay.
That and Catwoman. Yeah.
Wow.
Those are the worst, and I'm not even talking superhero movies. Like,
But
the worst
I only
movies
asked
ever.
because I have a question regarding the Justice League that we're talking about.
Okay.
Was Willem Dafoe in?
I believe he
Aquaman?
was. I believe he
Okay,
was.
because-
Yes, he was.
I didn't know where he came from, who he was, and it was really strange. Willem Dafoe in a weird wig, and he's got the Willem Dafoe crazy face going on. Like, yeah, I was very. That
Oh
was the
my,
only
it's an
thing that
underwater
I.
gremlin. I
Was
don't
his
know.
father,
Yeah.
right? Was that his father?
No, because
No.
his father is Mortal Man.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
His mother was
That's right.
like the queen of Atlantis or
Yeah.
whatever, and his dad was just a lighthouse keeper.
Yeah, nice score for that guy, huh?
Yeah, no
Yeah,
shit.
right. Yeah, it's a fucking horrible movie. It is a really bad movie. The effects are the worst.
Hmm.
The whole thing is just weird, supposed to be underwater floating like hair and things are. It's just that it's so visually and the storyline, everything is so goddamn stupid. It's the worst movie I've ever seen.
Hmm.
Hate it.
See, now I want to watch it just to
It's so
see the
fucking
worst
bad.
movie.
It's so bad.
All right. Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, just got to watch them all, I guess, eventually.
Do you though? Like,
Yeah. I'm in no
you don't
rush.
have to.
I'm in no ruch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You watched that one before Doctor Strange, which is really not acceptable.
I don't even know why. I
Yeah.
don't remember why that happened or how.
Yeah.
You're a
No,
shitty movie watcher.
no. Aquaman came out before Doctor Strange, did it not?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think Aquaman is fairly recent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's all right.
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's all right.
I don't know. I don't know how it came to be that we were going to watch Aquaman. I think
Yeah.
it was just like the movie that summer that came out, and we're like, oh, superhero movie to rent with the boys, and
It's okay. Jason Momoa gives
It's okay.
Nick the tingly feelings a little bit, so I get it.
I mean, he's a handsome fellow.
Yeah.
It's nothing against him.
Yep.
It's just
Yep.
a really shitty movie.
Okay, so we don't need to convince each other that this movie was okay. So we all
Yeah.
give it a thumbs
Yeah.
up. We would,
Yeah,
we would
solid.
Better than the theatrical release.
Absolutely.
I would recommend, if you have not seen it, to check it out. So get
Do it in
yourself at least a
chunks.
free subscription to HBO Max. Check out other things that's there. I agree with you, Dean. I did not do it in one shot. I did it in a couple, and that made it probably more enjoyable for me.
I did it all in one shot, but
That's
I'm a
long.
different breed when it comes into that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could still do with that movie being like 3's good, and 4 hours is a lot.
Yeah.
But it was, I get it. It's whatever. If that was your vision and that's all the things that you had that you felt you needed to tell your story, I mean, I
Right.
guess. But it was a lot. Yeah.
All right, so let's we'll wrap this up here.
Ham gravy.